I'm Eloise Gillow, and I'm an artist from the UK, currently based in Barcelona, and I'm here having painted at Nuart in Aberdeen.
So you've done a double painting,
Yeah.
diptych, I
Yeah.
suppose, and the first of this series of paintings is just behind you. So I suppose can we start by just explaining what we're looking at?
Yeah, so this is one of the two paintings that I've done, and the other one is on a wall the same shape, on the same building, but just around the corner. So the two of them connect and function as one piece together, but also sometimes people are only going to see one, sometimes people will see the other. And they're both, or they'll see both from the corner. They are both windows into a green space, into a space where nature has regrown and rewilded. And in both of them there's this figure, and she's repeated 3 times in different positions. So it's the same figure repeated on this wall and the other one.
Is it anyone in particular, the figure that's depicted?
Well, so it's a friend of mine who posed for the photos and in different positions for me to then make this composition. But it's not supposed to be about her or about anyone in particular, and that's why I've also removed her identity here, in the sense that we don't see her eyes. And in the other one as well, there's a similar cut-off, as if she's behind the window and we're not quite sure who she is. So she's meant to represent people in general, or more people can identify with her, because it's not about a specific person, it's about a figure, a person's relationship to the natural world.
So what's the thought process that goes into creating pieces like this, especially when you think, the theme of the Nuart Festival was rewilding? What were you thinking about prior to creating it?
Yeah, well, I went through a lot of different ideas actually before creating this, and I thought a lot about the space itself. So here it's a back alley space, which is the loading bay of M&S behind the shopping centre, and I thought, well, what can go well in that space, and how can I work with this theme within that specific context of this building and that space. And I just really wanted to bring beauty to it and nature, and in this space where, well, here there is actually a garden in front of it, but in that space over there where it's
very concrete, isn't
it?
Very
Very concrete, exactly. It's a loading bay, and I wanted to bring green and a sense of the natural world into that.
So the piece that you've done, again, it looks, well, not similar, but I know your work, and the style is similar to other pieces that I've seen, which also seem to be, I don't know, they blend into the background, if you like, they blend into the environment. Is that always something you're trying to do with your work? Yeah,
often I really like to do that. I mean, of course, this one doesn't blend in the sense that I've added green, but I feel like green is the only thing I've added. The colours of her shirt, for example, are just slightly more saturated than the brick around, and are meant to just pick up the colours of the building around it. I really like it personally when artwork blends into the environment and is responsive to the surroundings that it's being put in. Yeah.
And I mean, you're a British artist, but you live in Spain, and this is your first actual mural in the UK.
Yeah.
How did that all be? How did you become known for your murals in Spain as opposed to Britain? How did that?
Yeah, it's quite surprising actually that this is my first mural in the UK, because I've been painting for a while, and well, yeah, I started painting in Spain. I learnt to paint there, and then I started painting in the streets in Barcelona, and it all took off from there. So I've painted in Finland and Sweden and Italy, France, Ireland, Spain, but not in the UK yet. So it's really exciting for me to come back and paint here. And yeah, it's just been a natural progression. I haven't been invited to paint in the UK yet, and I haven't been spending so much time here, but it's really great to be here.
What do you hope people will feel when they interact with your work that you've just done?
Well, I think I really want it to be up to each individual to think or feel whatever occurs to them. So there's no right way to interpret it or right feeling that it should give. But I hope that in passing down this lane that people will slow down and stop and change the rhythm that they're moving around the city in order to look at the artwork. And even that in itself is, for me, a positive impact. But then further than that, for me, I think the piece, I hope it brings a sense of beauty and calmness and hope, but also perhaps a nostalgia and sadness. I think it's a bit ambiguous what it's the feeling of this piece, and I like that. That makes it much more open to interpretation.